My name's Paul McMahon. Yeah, youngest of 8. Always, trying to get attention from the rest of my siblings. I worked in the bank for 10 years. I hated that. I got out and then I decided to have a crack at comedy, and I did it, and I got addicted. And fuck, I'm still doing it. Yeah. Banking. 10 years of banking. There's nothing funny or interesting about that at all. And parenting. Lots of parenting. Left the bank, stayed at home with children, and then started doing comedy. Well, I have such contrasts. As a day job as a chef, and I hate everyone. I'm angry all day, and then this, and I love people overnight and making them laugh, and it's fun and it's enjoyable. It's not stressful. Byron Bay RSL. Yeah, it was good, very good, good enough so that I went, fuck, I could give that another go, and I did. Well, there's so many to choose from. Where do I start? Probably worst one, Nimbin Hotel, booked a gig. Basically, we got there, no one was there. So we started, there was still no one there. Then about halfway through, some people came through and said, come out the back. We don't have a microphone, but that's where everyone is, because they're all smoking joints out the back and they didn't want to be inside. So we moved it out the back, and I was just basically standing at the end of the table, no microphone, with a bunch of Nimbin stoners who are a lot funnier than I was. And I ended up just sitting down and let them take over. So yeah. Oh, look, it's changed over the years. It's gone from, the original Jerry Seinfeld to sort of English comedy. Yeah, look, I love most English comedians, and I love all the good ones on the Australian circuit, so I can't pinpoint it. It changes, Highlight of my career. Oh, look, one of the funnest gigs I think I've done is Woodford, hundreds of people all in party mode, just, going crazy. So that was really fun. I've always enjoyed the Woodford gigs, and yeah, that's a big one. Oh, obviously it's got more, PC. Like, I guess when I started, there was still more, I guess I didn't start in the Rodney Rood, Kevin Bloody Wilson era, but that's what I grew up with, and that was comedy, these real racist and right-wing and rednecked and chauvinistic, and yeah, it's certainly come a long way since then, in some places. My advice would be, because a lot of people start out, they do 5 minutes, do it a couple of times and think, oh, I've got to change it straight away. And I think that's the mistake people make, that they realise that early on. I think it's good to really hone that 5, because you see people who do that, they change it all the time, but 5 years down the track, they still don't have a solid 10, to get a first sort of paid gig or support act. So hone it, don't worry if it's the same shit for a while. It'll change, it'll evolve, it'll get better, and eventually it'll get strong. What's next for me? I don't know what's next for me. I'd like to, I've got young kids, so I would like to do the cruise ships. I'd like to travel more at the moment. I still, do a bit of a day job and try not to travel too much. But yeah, for me, it's taking that plunge to travel more and, really take it on. Thank you, Sit Down, for having me. It's always a pleasure. Love it. Nice one.